Welcome to the Career and Internship Expo Prep presentation. I'm Michelle Passo. In the past 10 years, in various roles at Rice University and as a campus recruiter for a multi-billion-dollar organization, I've organized, supported, and recruited at dozens of career fairs in the U.S. I'm excited to share some best practices with you and encourage you to go beyond this brief screencast by taking advantage of the on-campus resources the Center for Career Development offers to support you. Pause the screencast at any time to slow down and participate in the activities. Let's get started. It's the day of the Career and Internship Expo, and you know it's happening. There were signs and emails everywhere on campus. Your roommate can't stop talking about it. But how will you stand out from the crowd? How will you know where to start, who to talk to, how many people to talk to, what to bring and what to wear? And what will you say? How will you even introduce yourself? Don't worry, we have you covered. By the end of this presentation, you'll know how to end up like this student, prepared and ready for the big event. Let's move on to the next slide to share the goals of this presentation with you. This presentation will touch on first impressions, how to navigate the expo in a timely manner, how to develop an elevator pitch, and understand the impact of following up. All 7 career clusters will be represented by organizations in their open roles at the Expo, from arts, communication, and entertainment to education, computer science, and more. You can learn more about career clusters on our website. Let's go back, though, to discuss the point of the Career and Internship Expo. It's a pretty large-scale event where over 100 organizations come to recruit students for internships and full-time roles. The event gives students an opportunity to explore possible career paths and organizations, learn about various job functions, and build connections with recruiters and alums now working at an organization. It isn't a place that waves a magic wand and everyone walks out with a job. You have to do some work to make that happen. Pause the video to jot down 3 reasons why you plan to go to the expo. We want you to be intentional about your time at the event, so goal setting is a good way to get started. Here are some concrete elements you can follow to prepare for the event. Skip the line. It's a pre-registration service the CCD offers students to save time the day of the event. In short, students can register in advance. Pay attention to the CCD's weekly newsletter and social media for times and dates on Skip the Line. There will be a career fair app for students to explore organizations who will be at the event, to read up on what they do and types of skills and roles they're recruiting. Download the app and check it out prior to the event. It's okay to bring your phone to the event to reference the app, but it's not okay to talk or text at the expo. It's considered unprofessional. On the app, you can also see a layout of where the organizations will be in the space. Speaking of locations, the CCD will also provide a layout map to you the day of the event, so you aren't wandering aimlessly in the space. Since you'll have this information prior to the event, make a plan. We know you are busy and may not have all the hours to navigate the expo. You don't need to stay the whole time. Knowing where your top organizations are located will help you make the most efficient use of your time. Finally, stop by the OWL Mentor Nest at the expo to practice your pitch, which we'll get to in a minute, with CCD team members and alums, and receive a last-minute confidence boost before you enter the space. Keeping all of those elements in mind, we want to address a few frequently asked questions. How many resumes should you bring? Well, it's up to you and how many organizations you plan to talk to, and that's going to vary for each student. We won't have a printer on site though, so bring enough so you don't have to leave and print more. 10 to 20 resumes should be a solid number for most students, but if you only plan to talk to a couple of organizations, you'll have to assess that number. That goes for the number of organizations to whom you will talk as well. Know where they are located in the space and determine an order that makes sense for your time parameters. Know what you're going to say to employers. Nothing screams unprepared than a student asking a recruiter, "So, what does your company do?" Did you know an impression of you is made before you start talking to a recruiter? Did you arrive right before the expo ends? Are you dressed professionally, or did you roll in jeans and a t-shirt? Did you bring your resumes in a folder or portfolio, or are they crinkled in your back pocket? Do you know what to say when you talk to a recruiter, or are you wandering around the space not sure of who to talk to? Let's go over what to wear. Business professional boils down to a suit. This is not a required look, but it does present as professional. Many students will be wearing some variation of these items. Business casual is the style we recommend. Dress for Success and Career Gear are two resources you can learn more about for access to clothing items. Here's what you shouldn't wear: distracting jewelry, very high heels or uncomfortable shoes. This isn't the day to try out new shoes, by the way. White socks don't match dark shoes. Don't wear really casual clothing like jeans. While some recruiters in particular industries will be dressed casually, they have jobs. You don't yet. Dress appropriately. I've mentioned having a plan. Here's what I mean. A plan demonstrates interest. Did you look to see if they had a position posted in Handshake? Did you already apply to it? Or maybe want to ask a question about it to make your application stronger? If you do ask questions, make sure they're open-ended. That means they can't be answered with yes or no. This means you can jot down a few questions for your top employers in advance. Doing research also can help you determine what the best choice is for you. So what are you looking for when we say research? General information about an organization from their website, like their mission, products, competitors. Industry information. Stay up to date on what's happening through various news platforms. See the handout to know where to find some of this information beyond a company's website. We recommend making a target employer list up to 10 or more organizations that you want to speak to on your plan. It's okay if you stumble upon an organization that you didn't plan to talk to, but being spontaneous shouldn't be your go-to plan. Besides the app, you can see which organizations register to the event in Handshake. Pause the video to write down one organization you want to talk to, and then go back to update your list closer to the event. Maybe you're waiting in line to speak to a recruiter and your leg is shaking, or you're looking at your watch or phone. Maybe you even sigh loudly. The recruiter sees that nonverbal communication and forms an opinion of you prior to you even saying a word. When you speak with someone at the expo, be sure to extend your hand firmly to shake it, greet the person with a smile, but be authentic, and make eye contact when you talk. Now let's address what to say. Over the past few years, we surveyed employers at expos on what they seek in Rice candidates. Here are the 4 most important criteria they seek generally. The least important? Okay, so why are we talking about this? Well, you should keep these skills in mind as you develop and deliver your elevator pitch. What's an elevator pitch?
Hi, I'm Lauren Berger. This is my elevator pitch. Take 1. Hi, I'm Lauren, and I want to do this, and I'm going to, oh my gosh. Hi, I'm Lauren, and I want to do everything, and I want to be your best friend, and please hire me. Hi, I'm Lauren, and I really want to work for you, and I'm so excited to be standing next to you right now, and I just want to tell you everything about me real quick. It'll only take me 10 minutes, even though we only have 30 seconds right now.
Now that you've heard from the intern queen on what not to say, let's start developing your introduction, or your pitch. Pause this video to fill out the handout with the 4 quadrants. When you're ready, move to the next slide. There is a way to structure your story with a firm beginning, middle, and end. The middle part is comprised of the elements that you just wrote on your last handout, maybe skills, experiences, or strengths of yours. Check out the link at the bottom of the slide for a deeper dive into this topic. Now it's your turn to develop and practice. Pause the video to write down content for your 3 sections of your pitch, practice it, and then press play. Now that you started your pitch, let's briefly touch upon what to do at the event besides talk to people. At the expo, you should take notes. The conversations you have may be repetitive and the details may get lost, the more recruiters you speak with. After you walk away from a booth, jot down names and a key takeaway, something you learned. Ask for business cards. Some recruiters don't bring them, so don't be offended if they don't have them, and don't be offended if they don't take your resume. Some organizations do not accept hard copies of resumes. You can ask to connect with them on LinkedIn if your LinkedIn profile is in good shape. You are collecting names and notes in order to keep track. Organize your notes so you can follow up in an organized way. So how do you differentiate yourself from your peers at the event? Prepare, make a strong first impression, and follow up. Within 24 to 48 hours, send an email thanking the recruiter for their time, demonstrating your interest in a certain role or organization. Manage your expectations, though. You may not receive a response due to the volume of emails the recruiter receives. Knowing all this, one of the first things you should do after watching this presentation is make sure that your resume and elevator pitch are polished. CCD events are almost always in Huff House. Here are multiple ways you can get help on these topics. Check the calendar on ccd.rice.edu, follow the CCD's social media channels and Handshake for updates. In summary, these are steps you need to take to stand out at the expo and navigate the event effectively. Be sure to ask us questions along the way. We're here to help. We hope to see you soon in Huff House.